Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a good morning to everyone in Brunei if you're watching this. Okay, hi, welcome to session number 4 of DARE's International MSME Day webinar. Today we will be covering a topic about how to be valuable to your customers within the service industry specifically, and basically we'll be having a short, 1 hour sharing session of how businesses can basically create or add value to your customers. And through this webinar, we actually have 2 MSMEs representing the local MSMEs in Brunei to share their experiences of how they added value to their customers during the recent pandemic. So firstly, I'd like to welcome, hi, Hazimah from Nuara Group. Why don't you share a little bit about yourself?
Hi, good morning, everyone. So my name is Hazimah. I'm from Nuara Group. A brief introduction of myself. I'm the corporate executive at Nuara Group. I joined Nuara Group in 2017. We are a software development and IT consulting firm. Here in Brunei, our HQ, we also have an office in Singapore. Our core product is our software solution. So that's ranging from human resource, assets, inventory, you name it.
Great. So very IT industry based company.
Yes.
So we're moving on to something related to IT, but more on digital industry, I suppose. Let's meet Hadi Wahab from Mamam. Hi, Hadi.
Hi. Hi, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Assalamualaikum. My name is Hadi. I'm the CEO, founder of Mamam. So basically, Mamam states there, the name itself is food delivery service in Brunei. So at the moment, we only cater for Brunei, Muara, and the like. So yeah, with the current situation, food delivery service is basically in need, especially during the first few weeks of the pandemic.
Yeah. All right. So nice to meet you, Hazimah and Hadi. So next up, join our session today. We have invited a mentor from BMEN. So we have Mr. Jeffrey Lowe from International Business Sdn Bhd. Hi, Jeffrey.
Hi, everybody. Hi.
Yeah. So basically, Jeffrey's here to share some expertise with us, right?
Yes. Thank you, Del, for inviting me to this wonderful session. I hope I can really share some of my experiences with the group. At the same time, also hope everybody can benefit from that.
Yeah. So basically, Jeffrey, you have expertise in business development and sales training, and so you would understand what customers would want. And I think hopefully with the 4 of us here, we can come up with a discussion that will be really insightful for those who are learning how to add value and how to make customers experience better through your business models or just your business strategies and marketing strategies in general. So maybe before we go into everything, I'd like to know more about Mamam, right? So earlier, Hadi, you said that your business started in February, and then with the whole COVID thing beginning in Brunei, especially in March. Can you share a little bit about how different was it because you're a startup company, how different was the experience of running your business between February and March when COVID happened?
Okay. So we launched Mamam in February this year because we saw a gap in the market. There was no app specializing in food only, food with tracking system. So basically, that's the idea. The idea is to open up, create an app specifically for food, and customers who are able to track the food. So it was a lucky coincidence that a few weeks after we launched, there was suddenly a growing demand for our service due to COVID-19. So we started with only 4. Modestly, we started with 4 restaurants, and then a few weeks after, the restaurants kept on banging on our doors, customers wanting more restaurants because um, yeah, no one wants to go out during the first few weeks of the pandemic, I think.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. So basically, Go Mamam wasn't really initially, because it could have, because of what had happened during that time. Some
Yeah.
people would have assumed like Go Mamam was a response to, oh, COVID, so you're coming up with the service. But it's something you've thought of for a while, right?
Yeah. So yeah, most of the time people think that we open up after the COVID situation. But well, myself, I'm surprised that we managed to launch it this few weeks before COVID. So so it was a good service to give out to the public lah, during the pandemic, I think. And then everyone knows how hard it was to get masks, sanitizers, and all that. Again, it's very vital for our company, especially for our dispatches. This will with the mask, with the hand sanitizers, gloves, and all that. Customers are like more confident to order from us because we have the proper PPE.
All right. So you definitely took the right actions lah in terms of trying to get your
Yeah.
customers.
But it was very hard to get masks and gloves and all that. You know how hard that was.
It would have raised your costs because at the time everything was
Yeah, man. Yeah. So the prices were like sky high lah.
that affected basically your OPEX, Kalia.
Yeah, we have a lot of masks or sanitizers now as inventory if anyone wants to buy.
Right. So, because like since you've mentioned that you've actually like started before, how many vendors did you have before COVID happened, and after? Would you say it was like a skyrocketing like increase, or like how many
Yeah,
vendors do you have now?
so just to let you know, when we started, we only had like 4 restaurants. So now we have almost 80 restaurants. In the beginning, we only received, again, we were just a startup now, so we only received like 30, 40 orders in a day. But now we managed to get like almost 220 orders in a day during promotions. Again, customers, they love promotions, so we can reach up to like 400 orders in a day. So that explains the graph lah, basically lah.
Wow. So that's like a lot of time. So
Yeah.
because that means that you would have to increase the number of drivers that you had.
Yeah.
At the
Yeah.
time. So compared to the beginning, how
Yeah.
easy was it to get like drivers to basically work for? Because as I believe, like drivers' minimum salary is basically the payment that they receive from the delivery fees, right?
Yeah.
So
So
is that how you put them in?
So in the beginning, we only had like 10 to 15 dispatches. So basically, they are from uni. They're like uni students, the ones young graduated, waiting for like jobs and all that. But now, again, people understand that with the situation, there was a lot of likely I would say people, some companies, they lay off some employees just to cover their costs. So we also had like influx of apa ni, like people wanting to become a dispatcher. So it wasn't that hard for us to get dispatches because people were looking for jobs during the pandemic. And again, Mamam's idea is to give out job opportunities. People know how bad it is in Brunei, the unemployment rate. It's sad. So again, the idea is to give jobs for Bruneians.
I think
Now,
that was
now
a
we
really good impact of what you came up with. It really gave another option. I mean, like other countries, people have options to be Grab drivers on the side. So now
yeah.
like this food orders. But speaking of hiring locals, I believe that Nuara also you hire a lot of local employees as well, right?
Yes, correct. At Nuara Group, all of our software developer and our IT support are all Bruneian, local. So they're here in Brunei, in our office in Juradong, with several consultants or working overseas.
Right. So that would mean like, from what I understand is that the value that Nuara is probably aiming is that you get immediate customer support. Would you say that is one way you're creating value for your customers?
Yes, correct. Because all of our software developer here in Brunei and our IT support is also here in Brunei. So during this COVID situation, when border restriction happened and client requires us to be on their on site at their premises, we are very lucky that we don't have problem to do that. And there is no issue for us to continuously provide that support to all of our clients. Uh, we pride ourselves on that actually, that we have local talents here, um, and also that our client can always go to us for asking for support and do it, help them in what they need.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's a good thing because like customers, they would want fast service and faster response times. So being an IT company, because you mentioned like you talked about your client, did you feel that you guys were heavily impacted by the pandemic? Was there any difference between before COVID became before basically the outbreak happened in Brunei?
Mhm. It's a yes and no in a way that before COVID, we received interest, of course, from clients and potential clients. After the outbreak happened, the interest grew a lot. So um, we received more inquiries on the product itself. So that is a very noticeable difference. But the other part of it is that because we understand the COVID put financial strains not only to potential client but with our existing client. So there we understand that there is certain clients that have difficulty in making payment.
Mm,
So does COVID-19 impact our business majorly? It's a yes and no. It's good. Now we have projects and company that are interested to purchase our solution. It's also impacted, yes, because we now need to be more creative in offering our product and services. So we need to understand that their needs and their budget may or may not match.
mm.
And so from our side, we will consult with them, understanding their requirements and informing them, advising them what you need now, what you can pay now, and what you can pay later.
Yeah.
So in a way, becoming, offer that add-on value services to them.
So you mentioned that you try to get these clients, but like how do you identify these clients? Basically, did you market it like, oh, Nuara has this product available or software solutions? Do you market it online, or how does it work when you meet with these clients? How do you identify what they might need for their businesses?
For when we do our like short preliminary market research, we understand that most of the time company are looking for HR software, supply chain management, inventory, or the HSE management system. And these are the products that they can actually use while not being in the office. So
Right.
working from home, they need something that is web-based, and our product is web-based and we're able to offer that.
Right.
And also we engage with our clients. So we understand their needs and engage with potential clients, our contacts, our networks. We reach out to them and asking, what do you need now? What can we help you with? What can we offer?
All right. So that would be a very different way in approach because you're an IT company, you have like specific products that you want to sell out.
Yes.
So you would have to basically do business to business engagements where you call them up personally and be like, we have this, then would you like to have it? As opposed to Mamam, Hadi, I think because you mentioned earlier that to get more customers to use your service that you even offer promotions, right?
Yeah.
So when you say promotions, what sort of promotions are you talking about? Incentives like free delivery or Shimano?
During Ramadan, we did a 10% off. That was a big hit. So every 3 days we alternate the restaurants. So that's for the whole month of Ramadan. And then we also did some aggressive marketing, which we did a $2.50 off delivery fee. So basically, you can get below 7 kilometers, you can get like 50 cents delivery. So during these promotions, orders spike. Again, when orders are there, the dispatchers are very happy. Means that they can work. So yeah.
Okay. So because there was a quick, like basically an exponential increase for your business in terms of demand, you did mention that one of the things that you wanted to offer through Mamam is like good customer experience, that you will always provide customer support. So how about customer response? How do you deal with that? Like, for example, how do you make sure that you are always going to cater to like whatever customer inquiries? Yeah.
Okay. So just a very good example is in the app itself. When you order, when the delivery is complete, you are able to like do reviews. You can do reviews. There's 4 points of the reviews that you can do. So basically, punctuality, service, food packaging, and basically the taste of the food. So it doesn't review Mamam saja. It also reviews the restaurant and Mamam. So if we get like 1 star for all, definitely our customer service will give that customer a call. If it's say Nauzubillah, the order was we sent the order like for 2 hours, which is a big no. So we will call the customer and then we will give that particular customer 20% or 30% off or free delivery, depending on the severity of the case. Sometimes when the dispatcher jalan, some stuff that you cannot control, like some flat tire, roadblocks, traffic, and all that stuff that we cannot control. So that's where the customer services is very, very important. So they will explain to the customer, even though if the customer is angry, we will explain to the customer why. We show them proof that we are stuck at the moment, and then for the next order we will give you certain discounts or free delivery, stuff like that.
Right. So that's definitely like really good, because you know a lot of businesses in Brunei actually offer like after sales services by allowing this opportunity to get feedback from customers. Through the app, you're getting it directly and you're able to act on it immediately. How about Nuara? Do you guys do anything relating to getting feedback and doing something about it?
Yes. For every client that we have, we do what we call learning from experience. So this is after every project ended, we will get in touch with them to do a survey. So this survey we use to get their feedback if the implementation process of the software solution worked as expected. Are they using the software solution correctly? Do they need help? Does the software we provided meet their requirement? So all of this we take and then we use it to learn from our experiences, and then to use it to improve our business operation and our product offering as well. So this is something that we do for each and every of our clients.
Okay, so that's really good that you keep that engagement. So hopefully that they become like long-term like clients.
Yes, exactly.
Plus, it will gain more trust between you because you have to work very closely with them to ensure that you're providing the best service possible. Um, Another thing I noticed is that Nuara Group was recently awarded with the ISO 9001 2015 under their standards consultancy program. Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So, if I'm not wrong, you were actually awarded with this certification um, right before COVID happened. Do you think that has anything to do with the sudden, because you mentioned earlier that there
Mhm.
is definitely an increase in demand for your products, but you think that the certification has anything to do with that as well?
Yes, it definitely contribute to that increase in demand and interest in our product because the ISO help put you know more credibility on our business operation processes. When clients saw that, they understand that our business process is managed very well. That we are able to give a consistency in our services. As a small business with small group of people, you have one person taking multiple roles. So consistency in workflow, in quality and processes is very important for small business.
Right.
And the ISO 9001, the quality management system, actually help us to structure our company in a much better way because you have a set of standards, set of procedure that you need to follow, and that helps strengthen your company. So the ISO itself, in a way, help us produce a better product, produce a better services.
Right. So then it's safe for me to say that the ISO could be one of your unique selling points as an IT company in Brunei right now, because probably not a lot of small companies like yours within your competitors would have this standard certification. So
That's true.
because there is definitely an increase in demand, is there any challenges that come with it? Because earlier you said that there's the challenge with your clients, but how about for your company itself? Do you have enough developers? How does it, how, or what are
So
the
yes,
challenges?
with the increased demand and inquiry, definitely we need more people to work with us in a company. But we are so very lucky because, like I said, we have very talented people in the company. So there is that challenge in being able to um, cater to a lot of client at the same time. But like I also shared previously, we are also very honest with our clients. So this is a core value that we always practice, not only in the company, but also with our clients. So honesty, respect, and integrity. Whenever there's inquiries, whenever there's a project, we're very honest with our client and telling them that your requirement, we're able to produce this in 6 months, 8 months, and we will tell them as it is. And that helps with the relationship building with them as well. So it, really being honest, being, with integrity and respect is the most important thing when you are running a business.
Right. I think that's really a good tip for those, especially within the service industry. We have to basically do some sort of account management with your customers. So we have a question for Hadi actually from the chat.
Yeah.
Speaking of demand, is the demand for food deliveries now still high with Mamam? Because now we're in the phase of de-escalation and then customers are able to go dine in. So is there still a lot of demand for food delivery?
So yeah, we anticipated there will be like a decrease in orders, but surprisingly, again, because of the idea of food delivery with tracking and all that is new for Brunei,
Hmm.
and then it's again it's not 100% lagi open to the public lah. You still have to like do the scan and all that, and you are still limited to amount of customers in the premise itself. So uh, we actually have there was a spike few days ago. I think it was because of gaji.
Mm.
And then yeah, there was the the demand is still there.
Demand is still there.
Yeah, demand is still there.
Yeah, I think this is something that you foresee even like before, because I read from the article covered by Biz Brunei
Yeah,
that you mentioned that you know that there will still be demand for food delivery because we're headed to
yeah,
that trend anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because we all know that Brunei and food is a good marriage, right?
Yes. We love we love our food because what else
Exactly.
did Brunei can eat, kan? Yeah. Yeah. So, Jeffrey, we've heard their story so far. So, do you have any feedback? What have either Nuara or Mamam done right, or anything else that they could have done during this time?
I think it's really heartfelt to know that both of them are doing well, despite of the current situation, which in fact a lot of people are pretty disheartened, especially when looking at the sales figure. Maybe I would just like to start with, Hadi. As for Hadi, I think, this is where business will stay because, as we know, during this pandemic, everybody is adjusting to a new norm. So whatever you are doing is perfect. It's going to be better. The only thing is, perhaps your sustainability. Whether can you sustain during this period? Imagine like what earlier on, Fatin has mentioned, that the de-escalation is coming. People are going back to the restaurants now.
Yeah.
It becomes like a norm. But however, just be worried about, for the next couple of months or years, we'll be still living with the pandemic until a vaccine perhaps is developed. Then by then, a lot of people would have also developed these habits. Especially I'm talking about, if you are targeting your segment, the correct segment, like for example, the busy office workers. They are the people normally only have an hour of lunch or whatever, as much as you can provide them the convenience and, not getting out to expose themselves. I think these services done would be very, very, do very good service to them. Especially when I measure this against Singapore, because that's where I come from. Initially, when they launched it, also people were not that interested. But as times go by, it becomes so used to it, because of the experience they are getting, because there are more and more competitors coming up to compete, until they feel so easy and they just want to go to they don't want to go to the restaurants. Needless to talk about China. China is really developed into that. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
That's the only thing is, now we are giving promotion to them to build your customer base. Yeah, eventually probably you got to burn a little bit more money to get them even go further in depth. Once they are attached to that, I can tell you that your business will just go China down. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Jeffrey.
Yeah, Hadi. Yeah, keep the fire burning. Yeah. So back to Hazimah. Your interest, it's very interesting as well. If I'm not wrong, I read a little bit about your business solution. You are developing enterprise resource planning software, is it?
Yes, correct.
So we are talking about a lot of customization is needed. Yeah. But during this point in time, as I mentioned earlier on, perhaps I'm not saying that customers they are not making money. Maybe they are more prudent now. In order for them to spend another $10 as measured before the pandemic time, probably they are more prudent now to whether they should spend or they should not spend. And at your end is how do you actually add value to your product to make them see that, well, I think it's time for you to even put this $10 more so that you can even generate $100, your return might be higher. That's the part you have to really show them how valuable your software is. But if you ask me, customization is always very expensive. All right, it's better for you during this pandemic period, perhaps to create something. During my time, I call it like an application service provider, like ASP, whereby we develop a very general software. Instead of you customizing to their own work process, they have to actually learn how your software works. And based on that, they can pay a lot more lesser. Because you are selling as a standardized package. Right? You take, for example, HR modules are pretty standardized, right? Even the accounting part of it is also pretty standardized. So all these things, you can perhaps think of a way to create, a use that, when you use it, then you pay it. That kind of application service. So in a way, you make them feel that, wow, I don't need to invest such a heavy amount to begin with. I can start trying, you know. So with what you have developed in the previous year, I'm sure you can get a developer to customize something that is actually, like for example, the F&B industry, and the point of sales, you can standardize something like that, whereby people can log in and just, you know, use it when they want to. Something to that effect. So perhaps this will help you to even gain a wider customer base. To them, they see the value in it, but they cannot afford at this point in time. So give them a solution whereby, well, I think now is the time to come in because you are offering something whereby it's so much more, you know, user-friendly and it applies to everybody. And more importantly, I think the entry price is even more affordable and you know, more economical to them. I mean, it really depends. You have to realign your segment because by and large, customization is always aiming at small, medium company or maybe medium size. Because you're really talking about very small company, you know, we're talking about lesser than 500,000 turnaround. They won't even probably consider at this point in time. They will buy something really off the shelf.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Yeah.
So we do heavily on the customization part of the software, and then we actually did a off-the-shelf version of our product, and then we launched that before COVID happened and continued to sell on that during the COVID. But this is a very good insight. Thank you very much, Jeffrey. We will take that. That would really help us as well.
Are they sitting on the application sitting on your servers, or how does it work?
For our application option, either they host it with us, or if they already have their own server or cloud hosting, they do it on their self. Mostly for a company who are more sensitive on data security, prefer to do it in-house. So we give them that option and we help with the maintenance part of that.
Yeah, try to look into the blue ocean. Blue ocean means, you know, not something whereby it's so normal. Perhaps there's a group of people that are actually being left behind, but they are really in need of this IT solution, but they just can't really afford that. And look into that blue ocean. Try to grab that one. Maybe, you know, every user you are charging lesser, but as a result, you know, you are getting more and more adopters. The base will increase. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Back to you.
Those were actually very, very insightful. I hope that Mamam and Nuara Group is able to basically take that in and then apply it to their current ways of doing things. So just to summarize, so Mamam, you talked about how to make sure that their services are sustainable, and then how they should take advantage of the customers' current habits, and then basically maximize that, and then increase their market share, essentially, right? And then for Nuara to offer services that are more accessible by the larger market share. And then if that's what I'm understanding about the Blue Ocean strategy, is that you want to make things accessible, more affordable, so you capture a bigger market, right?
Precisely, yeah.
Do you have any other tips on how to basically add value to a business from the customer's point of view? Yeah.
Now, I think very important in whatever aspect of business, since we are now having a luxury of time to really look at. I'm talking about business who are already in business for a while. I'm not talking about new startup. Yeah, this one is I'm going to narrow down. You got to really understand. I mean, what drives the value of the customer, and also understand your own value proposition. Then, based on that, you identify the customer and the segments. You can create more value than your competitors. Go back to these 1, 2, 3 steps. First of all, understand what drives value for your customer. Don't develop something whereby it doesn't drive to them. It's not a value to them. So this is very important. And from there, understand your value proposition, whatever you have on hand now, whatever business you are doing. And based on that, you have to start identifying the customer and the segment that can create more value than your competitors. So this is more or less the concept of customer value. Then followed by, you focus your investment on your most valuable customers. What do I mean by that? Who is your most valuable customer? For company really have customer, perhaps you can take a look at their sales revenue, divide by the number of customers. If the customer give you the highest sales revenue, probably that is your most valuable customer. I'm not talking about how much you make at the end of the day and the net profit. I'm talking about sales revenue in terms of how much revenue can this customer bring into your overall revenue of the company. So this is normally there's a way to measure, who's your most valuable customer.
Yeah.
Then from there, allocate your marketing dollars, your sales force, or even your R&D investment towards the customer that will provide you the greatest value in return. During this point in time, I'm talking about, especially very established company. Yeah? So allocate your growth capital also, towards new product and solution. There is the R&D part that serves your customer better. Yeah. So your customer is the livelihood of your business. So they are the source of the current profits and the foundation of the future.
Because no customer, no business, right?
Yeah.
So basically, it's essentially customer relationship management. So you want to take care of the relationship of the customer that actually helps your business grows further. But you don't want to forget about those other customers that might end up becoming a bigger portion in the future too, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So we're opening up some Q&A. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to drop us a question in the chat. And I can always relay it to our panelists here for Hazimah or Hadi or Jeffrey. So if you're interested in what else you can do to basically add customer value to your business. Maybe Hazimah or Hadi, do you have any questions that you want to ask Jeffrey? Because this is your chance to get mentorship.
Yes, I did have one question. So earlier we talked about the financial aspects of, financial constraint between not just company, but clients as well. So I want to know what is the best option? Hadi mentioned that they do a very aggressive marketing. So they give discounts, they reduce the delivery charges. So I want to understand at what point when you do give this discount or promotion that it does not, kick you in your behind, basically. Like what's the best strategy there is to do this, that you want to give high quality services, same able to charge it at a very competitive price?
Yeah, I think I have the same question as Hazimah.
Everyone in the attendees have that same question. I believe that they do have the same question.
You see, the end of the day, the value of the product, really depends on how do you market it. Yeah. For example, a can of Coca-Cola. If you drink it at a nearby restaurant, probably you only pay $1. But if you go into a hotel, how much do you pay? Minimum, I think $3. In Singapore, it's worse. In a normal coffee shop, we pay about $1.60. If you go to a hotel, we pay almost $10. But you are drinking the same can of Coke. Why am I willing to pay maybe 6 to 7 times more when I go into the hotel? Right? There are a couple of things. So there's never one thing whereby you can sell at the most competitive price and at the same time you can give the best quality. It really doesn't exist. So if you want to market something, especially if we're talking about, for example, a software solution, how you determine your price, probably you are still probably using a cost plus based on your costing, then you mark up a certain percentage of your development cost, and your running operating cost to market it out. But on the other hand, if you try to measure it from solving the customer point of view, solving their problem, like for example, how much are you helping them to save? That's where you do your product pricing. It really turns around. It becomes a different equation end of the day. I'm not sure whether your sales development team have actually done this gap analysis with a customer. For example, by introducing a software, how many so-called paper can you, how much paper can you save, how much ink can you save, things like that. Even you're talking about number of man hours. So from there, for example, if they can save up to $1,000 a month, so what about pay $800 as a subscription for this software? Does it sound okay with you? So there are many ways to look at it when you start to talk about pricing. Similarly, I think when we go back to Mamam, delivery service, yeah, maybe now I charge, perhaps, is it $3? Hadi,
Yeah.
you charge?
3 to 5 depending on the location.
3 to 5 depending on location, right?
Yeah.
So in order to encourage more people to subscribe to the service, I ever actually advised a restaurant, actually is very near my place here, because during COVID, a lot of people don't want to go in the restaurant because you can only go in and tap out, take away. You can't sit down and eat. So a lot of people is lazy even to go there. So I say, why not? You're losing customer now. Every day you're sitting there waiting for telephone call, for people to come in and tap out, get the food ready, kind of pick up. Why don't you start going out? You can start with, because he has his own big, I would say, MPV, very big MPV. Cook something, standardize it. Don't customize. Well, currently it's customized. There's a menu to choose A, B, C, D, E. I say now you do something like a standard breakfast. Maybe it can be fried bihun with fried egg or fried prata or whatever, packaged together with a coffee. Design a 10 kilometers parameters. Because why 10 kilometers away from the shop? Because when you send there, the food is still hot. It's not going to be cold, is it?
Sure.
So around 10 kilometers, send it to all these people and sell them as a package price with $5. This is free delivery. Go and knock at every door because your waitress is there to help you to do this. So this is the way to how you handle during pandemic time, being creative and doing this business. So what I'm saying is, in fact, you are bringing convenience to your doorstep, and I don't see why not. They are not picking it up. So I think for yourself is, of course, people are paying $3 or $5. It really adds up to them at the end of the day. But I think your strategy also, you are talking. Are you charging the merchant as well?
Yeah.
You do charge the merchant, right?
Yeah.
Because for you, you're a startup. I understand that you do need funds to keep the business sustained. But again, if I were you, I will also pitch. I will try to pitch to an investor, whereby what I want to do now is I want to gain market share first. Market share in the sense that whereby people start to get used to it. They love the experience of eating in their office, eating at home without queuing up on all this. Perhaps you can look at even FOC to start with. But of course, FOC to how many people you will determine. Take, for example, the first 100 customers. It will be FOC. FOC is how much only? $300 to $400 for first 100 customers. Am I right to say so? This is better than you market. This is better than you market on Facebook or not Facebook. Make an advertisement or billboard. You take a lot more money.
Yeah.
So think of all these things. Once people start to know you, they get so used to you. After that, they don't mind paying $1, only $2 and $2.50. You know what I mean? But you already have the economy of scale. You already approach so many people. Whereby I can tell you, you definitely can do it at $2 instead of $3. And slowly your cost will go even further and further down. Then later on, you decide how to co-share with your employee. Make them work for you. Make them that they own the business. So there are many ways to look at it, eventually. So don't always look at fighting with the pricing, after that, reduce again to $2. But again, you want to do something, you have to do it. It must have an effect in the market. Very big ripple effect. The only way you can do it is to punch it. It's like those days, Yahoo, how they conquer the market. You can put a lot of things inside, but now, you've got to pay money for advertisement. So eventually your revenue stream is not coming from all these $2, $3 that people is paying you. So have an overall strategy, create an overall strategy. I think that's more important. And also have a timeline when you're going to implement that. Because for you, you're a new startup. You still have a lot of energy, enthusiasm to go and find out, which is very good. But if you talk about with Hazimah, then she's in a more strategic now, thing. So you guys are in a very different stage now. Hope that that will help you.
Yes. Thank you very much, Jeffrey.
That was like amazing advice. I think that could be applicable to different businesses that are going through different levels, different stages in their business cycle. For example, like Mamam, you're very new, whereas Nuara, you've been around for a couple of years already. I hope that Jeffrey's words really would help you with coming up with your new strategies or improving your business model in the future. We are about to end our session soon. Maybe I end the session. We just want to hear some last words, maybe from Hazimah first. Like, do you have any advice that you want to share for IT companies who feel like they want to add value to their customer service?
Just so for IT company, we are at a very advantage position right now because people are more open to go digital. Before this, software is a very intangible asset, but people understand more on what does it mean to go into a digital transformation journey. So we are very at a very good position. And like what Jeffrey said, we are working continuously to improve our operation. I think one key point that I can tell is try to always find the balance between what your client can afford and what you can offer them, because that balance will build a better, stronger relationship with your client. What you want is a long-term relationship instead of a one time. Don't make it into a one hit wonder, you know, not just during COVID you get client, but after that.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, being honest and balancing between your offering and what they can afford is a good strategy, I think, yeah.
Thank you, Hazimah, for that. I hope it's something that IT companies can consider as well in their business models. And for Hadi, you have quite a number of growing competitors right now. So I'm just wondering, any advice on how you can stay ahead of the competition?
Thank you. So at Mamam, we strive to provide our customers with the best delivery experience. From when they place their order to when the dispatcher delivers their food to the doorstep. To stay competitive, we are constantly improving our service. So basically, we have timelines. So basically, we will do loyalty points. We will be working with big companies to make sure that our brand is out there. Again, I second Jeffrey. I do like his idea in terms of like burn money first and to get customers. I really believe in that. Again, also as Hazimah said, find the balance. We always try to, when we talk to like our vendors, we always try to find the balance. Obviously, we have two aspects of the business. We have to find vendors. We also have to get customers to make sure vendors are happy with our buying power. Yeah.
Thank you. And Jeffrey, do you have any last words, maybe some insightful advice for everyone watching us today?
Okay, I think importantly, if you want to find out more, you want to know more about how to execute, I can always share with you offline. We can talk, we can have a session of individual consultation. But more importantly, I think at this point in time, there's one point I really want to make to all of you, especially those like Hazimah is really in business for a while. I would like to rekindle, or even for Hadi starting, because it's a long journey. I would like to rekindle your thoughts from the very initial enthusiasm that drives you to be an entrepreneur, right? Always remember, it's a journey and it's not a path to be a successful entrepreneur. It's a journey. Apart from the financial aspects of it, there's this growing passion within us to be liberated and materialized. So despite of whatever economic downturn or prevailing pandemic, it's the passion that's going to take you to your destination. So please, do rekindle that passion in you and let's do it again, right?
All right.
That's all from me, yeah.
So hopefully, Hadi, you can rekindle that fire and then continue to grow as businesses in Brunei. So yeah, thank you so much to the three of you for participating in this webinar. But maybe some last words from myself from Dare. So earlier on, Hazimah did mention the standards consultancy program. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can drop by our website to find out more about it. We have another batch coming up soon. And then earlier on, Jeffrey mentioned something about value proposition. We also have our Industry Business Academy. We have Felicity, our trainer, who trains on business lead canvas. So that's something that maybe you want to learn and make use of to understand your value proposition that you have to offer for your customers, to understand how to be more valuable as a business to your customer. So I hope that everybody had a good session today. And I hope that for those who are watching, you learn something new and learn something that can improve your business, or if you're interested to start a new business. And so yeah, happy International MSME Day, and that's the end for session number 4, and we have another session coming up later, so hopefully we'll see you there too.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
everyone.
Before we go, let's take a screenshot first.
Okay.
All right, so thank you guys for joining us today. Hopefully I get to see you in person one day soon.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
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 Better be a talk show host. Yay, done. Gimana kerja? Ah, yang iso lagi.